Hello Afro Locs Biz fam, and welcome to our very first ALB video short in which we bring more stimulating conversations around natural hair in our community. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
South Carolina.
All right.
I grew up in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, from the age of 8 till 19.
Okay. So what was the cause behind the move?
My dad started his own IT company, networking company. So that's what the business was.
Oh really?
So he had a contract with Walmart.
Okay.
So that's what, every Walmart that was getting built, he'll put all networking in the building.
Yeah. So you used to seeing entrepreneurship.
Right, since I was young. My dad,
Right.
he owned a studio,
What?
Yeah, he was. That's where I get mine. That's where I get it from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A man of many trades, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So did you have any kind of special side projects or anything that you invested in as a kid? Like did you do any stocks or anything?
No, I had a CD. My dad, he told me to sell his car in the yard.
Yeah.
So I sold the car, and he let me keep $1,500 of it. So by him teaching me the CDs, he told me to put 1,000, and I listened to him. So I put $1,000 back when I was like 12 on a CD at the bank.
Right.
So I still haven't cashed it in yet.
That's good.
Yeah. So that was good. And I kept 500 and bought a computer, and I upgraded because I was like into gaming. So I built a gaming computer because he helped me with it, showed me how to do it. So that was like a little side thing that I used to do.
Oh, wow. Alright. So now how did you get into barbering? Where did that come from?
Man,
What's your story?
Mr. James.
Mr. James.
Mr. James.
Who's
You already,
Mr.
Mr. James was my barber my dad's barber when I was in Virginia.
Okay.
Man, he was pushing my hairline back. So for some reason I didn't like it. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, I can do this myself. So it all started with Mr. James, right? So he was pushing my tape line back. So it was more like, I was looking in the mirror one day and I was like, oh, it's off. So I was like, I went to my dad and I asked my dad, he said, ask your mama, can you take me to get some clippers? So I asked my mama, can you take me to Clippers, to get some clippers? And she was like, yeah, son, mom's all excited, yeah. So when we get to Sally's, she was like, oh no, I'm not, that's too much for some clippers. Go ask your daddy. So I went to her dad, asked him again. He was like, I ain't buying no clippers. So I was like, you know what? I got it. So before you know it, my mom had these perforated cards, and they showed me how to do it. So I did a lawn care service.
Okay.
So I started cutting grass, and before you know it, I hired my 2 cousins, and some of the neighbors. So we was doing all the yards. My mom showed me how to do spreadsheets and do payroll and all of that. Wow. So I had a business at like 12. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So and I had enough money. So I asked my dad to take me, to Sally's. So he was like, I'll take you on Saturday. So I said, okay. So we went to Sally's, got everything together. And I was kind of confused because when she got ready to ring it up, she was like, my dad paid for it. I was like, okay, because you can't just ask your mom and dad why.
Right,
You get popped in the mouth sometimes.
Right.
So I get in the car and I was like, Dad, why'd you pay for it? I had my own money. You know what I'm saying? He was like, son, I want to see what you had in you. I could easily pay for it. I want to see what's the next step you was gonna take.
Right.
And you one child I won't never have to worry about. Right. And as a black man, you showed me everything that I needed to see. So I was like, oh, okay. Right. So that's why I became barber. I got my first hand on some.
It's amazing how important the barber is in our community too.
It is, man. It really is.
More than here, it's almost like like a hood psychiatrist or something like that.
Right, right.
Talk to the people, whatever.
But people don't realize I used to be the doctor. We used to
I was
do
going to
everything.
say that. You know the reference in a barbershop when they had them like the doctors coming in, the hustle man selling clothes, selling DVDs.
And barbers back then.
Legal advice.
Right. I mean everything. Woman advice, everything.
Advice, yeah.
Get the homeless people somewhere to go sometime.
Exactly. So I mean, you being mobile. I mean, is that part of it taken away because you don't have that group of people just sitting in one spot? So how is that different? Like, can you bring that with you?
Yeah, it's the same.
How?
Because with each individual has their own issue.
Right.
So now we become more personable.
Oh.
Because they don't have everybody around. And sometimes certain people don't want certain people in their business. So it's actually better. And I like those relationships. It's I love it, because it's we get along, you get to talk to me, I get to talk to you, and it stays here.
Exactly.
It don't go everywhere else, because it's some messy people who be in the shop.
Yeah. You don't always want the audience.
Right. Everybody in the whole hood know,
Right. There's no whispering in the
No.
That is so true.
Yeah, so it's actually better. Because a customer, I'm gonna tell you, when I first started, y'all, it was more like people didn't understand what mobile barbering was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because around here they didn't do it. You know what I mean? So you gotta think I'm 6'4", black, trying to go with somebody's house. So it was rough. When I quit my job, it was rough at first. Like, I lost my car. I had bought a moped, and I was riding around a moped, and the moped broke. Then I got a bike.
Oh
So
my
I was
goodness.
riding bike, cutting hair. I did that for like 3-4 months.
Right.
So I was actually riding bikes to cut people's hair. So it was like it's a lot to go into this. I put my heart and soul into this.
Like I said, you're taking a lot of the risk.
Right.
You're taking a lot of the risk. You're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
So I mean, how did you educate? Like, what was your process? I know some of it is sometimes people can have an idea and it doesn't take off because you came too soon.
Right.
So for this area, Rock Hill, Fort Mill, Charlotte area, how did you help to educate people and soften the blow?
Communication. So say if a person wants to call me, I'll be like, hey man, how you doing? See, most people call me because they just thought Mr. Pull Up was my name. You know what I mean? Right. So it was like,
they didn't realize that was a company.
There you go.
Right.
So it was like, so I had to explain to them, hey man, I'm actually a mobile barber. Because they asked where your shop at. I seen some of your work. I said, no man, I'm actually a mobile barber. I get the responses like, oh, okay, well, can I call you back? I was like, well, sure. So before, when the person called me and they say, hey, what shop you at? I'll be like, hey man, I'll get to talking. You know how car salesmen do, they don't just, they'll let you get a word in.
Right.
So I'll be like, hey man, I'm a mobile barber actually, so what's your location? I come to you.
Right.
And he was like, come to me. So I said, yeah, I come to you. So wherever you at, on your job, if you at the grocery store, your wife in there shopping, I can cut your hair while she's shopping. And they'll be like, oh wow, really? So I get them interested, like the wow factor. So then they might be like, you know what, I'm gonna give them a try. Because, then sometimes I had to bash some of the other shops. Like, man, have you ever sat in the shop for 3 hours? He was like, yeah. So then I'd be like, well, you don't have to do that with me.
Right,
you might have to wait. If I get behind, you might have to wait an hour. But hey, you at the comfort of your home. So that's how I used to sell it like that.
They can continue doing what they do
exactly
until you arrive.
Exactly.
So, going on with that, what would you say the pros of it would be?
The pros?
Yeah. What's the pros of a customer like going with a mobile barber? The obvious is it's convenient.
Right.
But outside of that, what?
It actually helps. Because like you said earlier, it's convenience, and that's what it's all about. People say you can go wash your car. You can come back by the time your appointment is, and I'm at your yard. You know what I mean? And people, like you said earlier, you can go do what you need to do. Even if you want to clean your house, you can clean your house while you're waiting on me. Right. If you had a job and some people don't, have the availability to come or set a schedule because of the job schedule, you know, they call me and I can cut. Hey man, it'd be $10 extra, but if you need a haircut at 10 o'clock at night, I'm gonna come do that.
Right.
Because like earlier, that's my dedication. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be dedicated to that person, you know, as well as being convenient. You know what I see you come back. So I was like, bro, you see me? Like when I tell you, it's nothing on this road. Like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. You see me, bro? He's like, yeah, back up. He said it's gonna be somebody at the gate. You know them cow gates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what. So he said, yeah, look at the cow gate on your right. So I was like, okay. I see the dude. He said, you see the dude? I was like, yeah. So in my head, I'm instantly like, yo, what is going on?
Right.
So he got camera, so he see.